All right, so here's the thing. People have always said to me, every time I say and predict that Justin, the tacky-head Mac Daddy, the son of Satan, the quasi-Zionist, the demon seed of hell, Trudeau, when I say and when I predict that this guy is going to get reelected, you guys turn around and you all say, "What's that nigga talking about? Have some faith. What you talking about? You don't know nothing. You just a black monkey. You should go back to Africa, start swinging on vines. You don't know what you talking about. What you mean he's gonna be real? Don't you see the polls? Don't you see the polls?" These are the same people who say that Maxime Bernier is gonna win, and don't pay attention to polls. They say, "Don't you see the polls? He's gonna be torn up in every single province in Canada. He's going to be torn up in Ontario. He's going to be torn up in Alberta. He's going to be torn up in British Columbia. He's going to be torn up in Quebec. He's going to be torn up in Saskatchewan. He's going to be whooped with the metal end of the belt. You don't know nothing. You just shut up, Arana Nation. Who you think you talk about?" And, what I see lately is just more. I don't see any signs that he's going to lose. I see more signs that he's going to win. And just to prove my point, he's created an insurance policy because he himself has seen these same polls that these so-called conservatives, I call them fraudsters, Maxime supporters, who say that he's a nationalist. He ain't no nationalist. Who talk about don't read the polls, but then they turn around and say, "No, look at the polls. He's going to lose. Justin, the tacky-head Mac Daddy Trudeau is going to lose." And they're the same ones who say don't look at the polls. But what I'm seeing and what I've heard and what I've witnessed is that Justin Trudeau, Elizabeth May, and Jagmeet Singh, this is the Green Party, the New Democrats, the Socialist New Democrats, and the Liberals are coming together. If neither party gets an outright majority, they're going to come together and create a super left-wing majority. It's the same thing that W.L.M. King did back in the 1920s, I believe. I believe this was the 1920 Canadian election, whereby, and this could actually happen in October of this year. In fact, it could be even worse, where Arthur Meighen won more votes, and I think he actually even won more seats, but Meighen couldn't get a majority. He was the conservative. So the Liberals, and by the way, back then the Liberals were good. They were good back then. They were classical Liberals at the time. I'm not attacking them, but this is just what I see happening again. What they could do is they could get the NDP and the Greens, if they have enough votes, and form a super left-wing majority. King, W.L.M. King, what he did was he aligned with the Progressive Party, which wasn't really a left-wing party, but it was a predecessor of the NDP, but I wouldn't call them left. Actually, the Progressives at that time actually had some very good policies. They supported farmers. They supported all that sort of stuff. They were pretty nationalistic too on the left-wing side. Nationalistic, they wanted to protect the farmers and all sorts of stuff like that from the elitists, the Tory elitists. But that's what they did. They came together and they overtook the Conservatives. They overtook them. Meighen should have been the Prime Minister. Arthur Meighen. He should have won. But the reason he didn't become that is because the Liberals and the Progressives, they joined and created a coalition government, just like how you see in the UK, with the Conservatives and the Irish Unionist Party. They have a coalition right now. It's the same thing that the tacky-head Mac Daddy and Elizabeth May, and who just recently got married, by the way, and Jagmeet Singh could do. It's very much what they could do. And there could even be a situation where Scheer could get more votes than the tacky-head Mac Daddy, That's provided that Canadians are smart and sensible, both on the left and the right. But what could end up happening is that these left-wing parties, because you see the Greens, they seem to be doing a lot better now. You see what happened in also in British Columbia. But you also see what's happening in Prince Edward Island. They almost won government. They're doing very well. People are resonating with them on false pretenses, I might add. The Greens are not they could care less. I mean, either they're very ignorant or naive when it comes to the environment, or they're a part of the system. Their plans for climate change would not do a damn thing for the environment. In fact, it would make the environment worse. All it would do is impoverish Canadians, take away Canadians' rights and freedoms, send more jobs off to other countries which pollute even more than Canada. Canada pollutes very little. I mean, when you look at charts, Canada's pollution, we're at the bottom. Those jobs are going to go to China and America, which are on the top, and they're going to spew even more carbon, which is worse for the environment. So if you want to see a real climate catastrophe, one that is not manufactured or created through weather manipulation, you vote for the Greens and you'll get that, because more jobs, fossil fuel jobs will go to China, they'll spew more carbon into the atmosphere, and you'll see what will end up happening. They're going to form. They're going to form. And I think it could happen too. I think it could very much happen. I think, come October, it's going to be very, very melancholic. And I'm trying to prepare people for this. I'm not going to sit here and jinx everything. I hope to God the Mac Daddy gets vanquished. I hope to God. I hope he goes back to hell where he belongs with his three fathers, his three daddies. We don't know which one is the father of Justin. But I don't know if we need to do a DNA check or something. But for now, we have to go with Pierre, Fidel, and Lucifer. Satan. He's a son of Satan. I'm going with Satan. I don't know if Pierre is the father of Justin. And I'm not going to say anything until I get some DNA evidence. I want some DNA. I want Ancestry. I want whoever who does it. Maury Povich, Jerry Springer, Judge Mathis, whoever. Judge Judy. Somebody bring me a DNA test. Dig up Pierre's body, swab his teeth, or you can get the mother. I mean, he's the mother's child. He's obviously the mother's child. I want the father's DNA and to tell me whether or not this guy, because he doesn't look like Pierre. He doesn't. His mama, Justin's mama, was a floozy. She was worse than the garbage truck. I mean, the garbage truck goes around the street, picks up all the garbage, picks up every single disease-ridden piece of trash out into the corner. She was worse. I mean, she literally put the Vancouver garbage company out of business. She went down every single street corner, going after every single man. And she didn't even do this in Vancouver. She did this all over the world. I mean, the Prince of Jordan, Ted Kennedy, the Rolling Stones, all sorts of different people this woman picked. Fidel, probably. We don't know who the daddy of this son of Satan is. So I'm going with Satan. That's why I call him son of Satan, because I don't know if Pierre is the father until we get DNA evidence. But I'm telling you, he's going to do this. And we've been hearing rumors about this. We've been hearing articles about this. Elizabeth May has been talking about this. That is something that could happen that people need to prepare themselves for. Because one thing you have to understand, the Mac Daddy and people like him, they love power. They will do anything to hold on to it. If there is not a complete shutdown of his ability to gain power, he is going to get it one way or another, even if it means killing people. I'm telling you, this is what is going to happen. 100%. And let me just say this. I don't even have anything against Jagmeet Singh. I don't even have anything against Elizabeth May, for that matter. I don't hate people. I'm not a hater. I know a lot of you guys are haters. But some of you guys, not all of you, some of you guys are just pure haters. You guys just hate everything. Miserable individuals. Don't like anything in this world. I don't know what's wrong with you. I don't hate people. I disagree with their policies. I don't hate them. I hate the Mac Daddy because he's the son of Satan, and he's proven that over and over again. But I don't hate Jagmeet Singh. I know that, We have ideological differences. He's on the left, I'm on the right. And for those racist white trash, trailer trash people out there who say that he is from another country, no, Jagmeet Singh was born in Scarborough. Does he sound like he's from another country? Does he have an accent like he's from another country? No, he doesn't. So you people need to go back to school, or maybe you need to get some genetic health done because your parents were cousins or brothers or something. You need to stop the cousin humping in your family and get an education. Jagmeet is not from another country. He's from right here in Canada. He sounds Canadian. His personality is Canadian. His likes are Canadian. He doesn't have anything to do with the Middle East or India or anything like that. So shut up. He's just like me. I'm from Canada. I was born here. You're going to say that where you think I'm from Africa because I'm a blackface? You all need to stop humping your cousins. That's what you need to do. You guys have no education. But this is something that could happen. And it's not that I have anything against them. But what's happening is that people like Jagmeet Singh are scared of liberal white folk. That's what they're scared of. They're scared of those white folk in the streets, downtown Toronto, Antifa, mostly white folk in Antifa. You don't really see a lot of black folk, or even Arabs for that matter in Antifa. It's usually just white folk from rich families. Downtown, all these downtown Vancouver, he's afraid of them. He is a slave to them. I made a video a long time ago referring to the porch monkey and the Uncle Tom, and that's what Jagmeet Singh is. He was taken out of the fields. I mean, he was a field Negro. Jagmeet was a field Negro picking cotton with Andrew Horvath and out there. He wasn't expected to win or do anything. He had no rights. Now he is the leader of the third largest party. He's now a House Negro now. He's now a House-trained Negro. He's being groomed to assist Justin Ataki and Daddy Trudeau and Elizabeth May in orchestrating the final death knell in the coffin of Canada. Globalist takeover, New World Order, complete attacks on everything, not caring about the environment, just more of an excuse to take more of our land, more of our money, that's more of our freedoms. That's what he is being groomed to do. He was a socialist fighter out there, the field Negro, had no chance of winning any power, none whatsoever. Even if the NDP had won, Andrew would have never put him in the cabinet. With his tie-head-looking person sitting next to her, you must be out of your mind. He could be on the back benches, still a field Negro. Now he's a House Negro now, and he's scared of them. He submits to them. Just like all the NDP, all of the people in the NDP are now House Negroes. Because they see the power. If they cooperate with the Liberals, they vote with the Liberals. During election time, they'll play an act, pretend they're not liberal or anything. But during the government, they'll cooperate so that they can be groomed to assist the Liberals when there's a minority government. The NDP has changed. It's no longer the party of Tommy Douglas and all those fine, even Jack Layton. It's not a party of working class or the small folk in Saskatchewan. No, those days are over. 100%. They're all House Negroes now, and Jagmeet is the head of the House Negroes. He's the head of them. So he's not going to fight for, a daycare or farmer care or those bread and butter issues. And even if he was fighting for them, I support those things, but I support them in a financially responsible way. That's why I don't consider myself NDP, because they're financially irresponsible, though they have good intentions, just like Bernie Sanders does. They're economically irresponsible about the way they do it. But now they're turning into liberals, globalists, where they really don't care about these things. They play the act during the election, and then when they're in, they feed the globalists and the New World Order and the Zionists and all those people at the top of the pyramid. It's what's going to happen. It's exactly what happened to the ANC in South Africa. They were freedom fighters, and now look at them. They couldn't care less about the black folk in South Africa. Same with Mugabe and all those people. So that's exactly what's going to end up happening. So be careful. Any slight chance that the Mac Daddy can slip through the cracks, he's going to take that. So if Scheer or whoever it is doesn't get a majority, and I've endorsed Scheer, you know my reasons why. If he doesn't get a majority, and I'm not a conservative, I'm an independent, but if he doesn't get a majority, you're going to see the Justin Ataki and Mac Daddy Trudeau, he's going to be back in there. And he's going to be more powerful than ever before, and he's going to have a bunch of House Negroes assisting him. So be on your guard, and you right wingers, stop this splitting thing, because we need all of the people to join together with the party which is most likely to be an alternative to all of this. I mean, I'm not saying the Conservatives are perfect, but anyway, this is the Red Nation.